How you doing, folks? So today's video is essentially about using your window adjust button. And this is essentially how to change this. Normally your screen is what we call a 10 by 10 screen. So essentially it means that it goes, well, I'm sorry, this is really a 20 by 20 box, but it's 10 on your X, 10 on your Y, 10 on your negative X, and 10 on your negative Y. Okay. So what I'm going to show you how to adjust your windows to say what you want to see, and then how to reset your calculator so that it goes back to this, because that's kind of one of those functions that's just really helpful to know. All right, so essentially a reason why you would do this is because you want to find the intersection point of this blue line and this red line. Well, the problem is the fact that it's off the screen, which means I have to be able to see this in order to actually do the intersection, okay, figure out where it's at. And so the way you do that is there's a couple of ways. Like there's a zoom feature you can use, but really and truthfully, get used to using windows because that really helps down the road for different reasons. So in the window, you have these options. Now I'm going to tell you the only ones you really use will be the X-min, X-max, Y-min, Y-max. Now there's reasons to use these two scalings, but for right now we're going to focus on those. So if you go back to the graph, what you notice is the fact that your graph looks like it's up in this area, meaning that I might want to change my Y max to be able to see this thing. So if I go into my window, I go in my Y max and I change it to, I don't know, let's just say 20, because why not? Sorry. Go back here. Change this to 20. Okay. And if you do that, what's going to happen is your screen is going to shift up. You see that? Now this is 20. Where all of these are still 10. So now you can see that intersection point right there. So if I want to actually figure that out, I can go second, trace, intersect, okay, and then first curve, hit enter, second curve, hit enter, and then guess, again, I want to figure out this point over here. So I move my cursor to that point of intersection right there, and then I hit enter, and it tells me the intersection is 5.47. 16.43. Okay. So if I wanted to see this one down here, I go back to my windows, and I'm just going to show you this. If I change my X-min, say I change that to 20 also, and I graph, what you'll notice is that the graph shifts this way 20, but it doesn't actually show you this. So you can play around with this and kind of figure out what you want to change. I really need to change my Y-min to 20 to be able to see that point of intersection right there. And then I can figure out what that was also. Okay. Now, you've done all this. You've messed with your windows. Now, you want to go back to normal. So here's essentially what you do. The zoom button has a bunch of different features that will help you do this also if you're not familiar with them already. But the one you really want to get to know is the zoom standard. And what that'll do, if you click zoom standard, it'll go back to your original screen, okay, the original graph. And that's a good way to reset your window. If I go back to my window, see how everything's now reset. That's a good way to reset your window to back to normal. That way you're not confused about where everything is at, okay? So that's kind of one of those functions and features that really helps later on when you get into some bigger functions. And that's it for right now. If there's anything else, I'll post it out later. See you.